Hey everyone, welcome to Erin Explains, the show where my friend Erin explains something to me, and today you're going to be explaining what?
Aphantasia.
Okay, so I know a little bit about this. This is like people who use a mid-Atlantic accent, say things like jolly good.
What?
Oh no, that's an affectation.
Yes.
Sorry, completely wrong. No. What is aphantasia?
Aphantasia is the inability to visualize things in your mind.
Okay, so if I were to tell you to picture somebody watching this video right now and they're clicking like and they're clicking subscribe and they're leaving a comment, what do you see?
Well, I do not. I am an aphantasic, I guess is the term. I see nothing.
So it's just blank?
Yes.
Okay. Well, based on our low subscriber count, you might be accurate.
I might be actually accurate, yes.
But you can, because you've told me you could picture like how many windows are in your apartment.
Yes.
Do you actually picture that?
No, I don't. I mean,
like if I asked you count how many windows in your apartment, you're not visualizing it and going around and
No. I mean, it's interesting because I had never really thought about how I am able to do that. But, and one of the reasons why we're talking about this is because just last week in the New Yorker, there's a big article that deals with aphantasia.
Right.
And hyperphantasia, which we can talk about as well, which is the opposite.
Right.
But and it was described in that article as being almost like echolocation. So I know,
like Daredevil, like the Daredevil.
I don't know, but it's like I have an awareness of the spatial location of certain things, but I can't really visualize where they are.
Okay. So
like I'm not seeing the apartment and counting how many, but I sort of know.
Interesting. Okay. So that's just like maybe the way the brain breaks up.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah.
Objects separate from the context that
Exactly.
they're in.
Exactly.
You can do part of it,
Yes.
but you can't. The full context is the visualization element. That's, wow. Okay. So how did you discover this? How do you even know?
Well, lots of people don't know, and that's the thing is that like like it discusses this in the article, but I've also read about this in the past that it wasn't really until 2015 that the term aphantasia was introduced.
Okay.
I think that like back in like the late 1800s, there was sort of some kind of talk about people who are non-visualizers.
Okay.
But it really sort of has come to the fore relatively recently, and so therefore it's not surprising that that I didn't know about it until less than 10 years ago, and I was at I teach English literature, different kinds of literature, and I was at a workshop, and it was about how to make young people more interested in reading,
right.
And one of the things was to do an exercise in visualization, and then we were supposed to talk about what we had visualized after listening to some kind of short story or something, and I was sort of asked, like what I had visualized, and I was like, well, I suppose that what you read has images of this kind of thing, and they're like, no. What did you see in your mind's eye?
Okay. Not what the text told.
No, exactly. Not what the text described. Like, what did
right.
you see? Describe what you saw in your mind's eye. And I was like, well, I mean, I don't really know what you mean, other than sort of like symbolically,
right.
This is what this kind of what you've said sort of elicits. And the person just kept asking me, and then I said,
they're wanting a literal image
like what
in your head.
Am I seeing?
Right.
Like, just describe what you're seeing. What does this elicit in your mind? And I said, well, nothing. Like, and other people were saying, well, I see this, I see that, and I was like, are you people really like? What are you talking about? Like, and it was revealed to me that people were actually seeing things, like seeing full images. And I was kind of shocked by that. And I then looked it up on the internet, and then I realized,
What's wrong with me?
Yes, like do people really see images in their heads? Like, I mean, like that was what I was interested in seeing, and I found this article from the New York Times from, I think it was 2015, and it was all about aphantasia.
Okay.
And I was like, oh, this is what I have. But, for like the entirety of my life, I thought, when people say, oh, they count sheep when that was just kind of like a sort of, I don't know, metaphorical.
But when you watched like cartoons
Yes.
and the little thought bubble appears and it shows like an image.
I thought it was a cartoon.
Okay.
I thought it was a cartoon. I thought it was
like
fake.
that was just symbolic of people thinking about.
Yeah. I didn't. I
sheep?
thought it was unrealistic. Yeah. So I didn't think that people were actually in their mind seeing sheep.
It was just a visual shorthand to tell
Exactly.
you.
Exactly.
Okay.
And I think it sort of is. The amazing thing about the human mind is that if you are not aware of something about yourself, you can justify many things.
Right.
Like, so when people are saying in their mind's eye, or when people say things like, oh, I never expected the character in the movie to look like that.
Right.
Like when I read the book, I thought he would be, look totally different.
Yeah, they've got a picture.
I didn't realize that was because they had a picture in their mind. Right. I was sort of like, oh, it's like a question of casting.
Okay, so if you never knew about it, do you think that you have like missed out on anything in life experiences?
I don't know, like, because sometimes I read about it and people do feel like they've really missed out. Like, okay. I never really...
But if you didn't even know...
If I didn't know, how am I supposed to think that I'm missing out? Although people have said that to me. I mean, even very recently, I was part of like a course, and we were supposed to, visualize something, and I said, oh, I'm not really a visualizer. I don't see things, and someone just like spat out at me. Well, how can you be a teacher and teach literature then? If you can't see things, like how can you share a love of literature with young people? And I don't know. I mean,
it's an odd one to pick because it's words.
It's words, yes.
It's not like you're a visual arts teacher.
No, but apparently...
Again, there's no reason that would be restrictive, but I can understand their simple brains making a connection, but getting upset because words, but you can't picture. Yeah, okay, that's an odd.
I mean,
are there things you've missed out on, like a sense, like memories and
I would say that my memories maybe don't function the way people who are visualizers do. The way I would best describe it is that I have a series of facts that I know that have happened to me, but they, in a lot of ways, could just as easily have happened to somebody else.
Okay.
Like, it's not, I mean, obviously, like emotional moments in my life, that are maybe I reacted to it's not just a memory, but maybe like a physical experience that was extreme.
Right.
Like I was thinking, in knowing that we were going to talk about this, like an example would be, I once ran a marathon. I ran the Toronto Marathon in like 2016, I believe, 2017, can't remember. Anyways, but like the physical experience of that, the
living hell.
Yes.
Of your body.
Yeah. And then the kind of euphoria once you get to the end and you know you're getting close to the end, and I remember that I was crying like for the last like kilometer or so, because I was kind of overcome by the fact that I was doing this thing, and so like that physical experience, I have that, but I'm not visualizing it.
Okay. But there's still an emotional
there's an emotional resonance. I mean,
because when you say it's just a list of facts, those lists of facts though have some emotional.
They have more meaning to me than maybe to another person, but there's a level of distance. People will say that aphantasia, it's hard to pronounce. Get over grief more quickly. Don't hold grudges. I don't know. I hold significant grudges, so that's not true. So I don't know. I don't know about that part, but I mean, it's it is it is something that I find that very few, like it's hard to explain how like the memories sort of manifest themselves. I think I do have like elements of sort of other sense memories, like the physicality,
Right.
maybe. I don't have like sound memories. I do love music, but I
Yeah.
have to like listen to the music. I don't have that music in my mind.
But does that music, because music and smells are really good at triggering memories, do you have some kind of connection like that when you hear a song or you hear or smell something?
Sometimes, but they're not accompanied by any visual.
No, certainly not. But
No.
there is a knowledge of the memory, the emotional
Yes.
connection to it from the past. It can still trigger
Yes.
it. You just don't picture yourself there or whatever.
No. And I do think that it does, because of that kind of distance between myself and things that have happened to me, it sort of feels sometimes that they haven't, like they.
There's
I don't
some
know.
distance.
I see from your face that you don't have this experience.
No. No.
You can put yourself back into.
Oh, yeah, it's awful. It's horrible. Every trauma, every nightmare,
Yeah.
every ego bruising. It all lives in my memory. Close my eyes and I can hear the screaming. It's.
No, I don't have any of that.
So I might have then what is it?
Hyperphantasia.
Hyperphantasia.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
Because
And that's just extreme recall, visual recall.
Yes. Do you
and
sometimes
picturing.
find that your whatever your internal visual experience is a hindrance to your actual life?
Hindrance. No, my neuroses is a hindrance too.
But is some of that
I'm sure,
based on-
and yes,
Yeah.
the visuals are, because I know like sometimes if I'm going to some place, I'm going to do something, I don't know, something that's going to give me anxiety.
Yes.
In some place I've never been to before. It helps me to go to that place or to see images of that place because I can better picture. It's like, you're always afraid of the unknown.
Yes.
The space itself is an unknown. My ability to picture myself succeeding or failing in that space is hindered by the lack of visual information, so I can look it up or go to the place, and it does actually help with my anxiety.
You see, I think that relates, it does make sense because like for me, I can't, like if we're talking about understanding places that you haven't been before, like if you think of fantasy novels,
Right.
like I can't read
Right.
fantasy novels because I don't have the ability to,
These entirely made up
these entirely
places
made
and
up
lands
places.
that- yeah.
I don't. It doesn't really do anything for me. When I hear people talk about fantasy novels and how much they enjoy them and
Right.
enjoy developing these spaces in their minds,
Right.
that is something where I don't even understand.
Yeah.
And I have read that. Because I do very much enjoy reading, but I really only enjoy books that are more realistic. I mean, they can be in history, but that are more realistic. And I kind of feel like when I'm reading, it's not like a visual experience. Lots of people tell me that they have this visual experience when they read. Mine, it's not. But it's almost, I can still get lost in a book, but it's almost like the concepts and the ideas and the things in the book, it's like there's like a direct line to my mind. There's no
Right.
visual.
Okay.
So it's almost like it like abstractly is just like I'm like mainlining the book, if that makes any sense at all. So it's like words, and then after a while, it's just like directly into my head.
In some ways, now I'm kind of jealous. I actually wouldn't mind having that experience just to try it out because it's seen, especially for text and absorbing text and comprehending text in your brain to not have to turn it into visuals.
Yes.
You're getting it straight. It's just text. And
It's just going in there.
And it's impacting you the same way. But for me, and most people, I think, have to go through this visualization step.
Yeah. And so apparently,
Can you read faster?
I do read very fast.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it's just sort of coming in there, and if I get into a book, I can read it incredibly fast. I mean, obviously these days I'm a bit distracted, like everybody with like phones and whatever. But if I can get a book and just sort of sit down, if I can get through the first, say, 30 minutes of reading,
Right.
then I can read very, very fast.
Wow.
Yeah, because it's no.
But you're kind of like an X-Men.
I don't know.
You've got this superpower,
I don't know. Some
and it
people
makes you a social misfit and outcast. It's like
Yeah.
cool. Like it's like the
I don't
two
know how many.
sides.
I don't know how many people think it's a superpower. I think other people might think that hyperphantasia is a superpower to have what you have.
They're both. Actually, I think in the we would be arch
Yes,
enemies.
fighting.
Okay, we'll have a battle.
Yeah.
Well, that explains it.
There you go. If you have aphantasia, I would be very interested in knowing about. And if you have any questions about it,
Take the test. Hopefully
Yes.
earlier in this video, I remembered to put a link that said take the test, and there's a link below.
Yes.
And you can find out which one you are.
yeah. And there's
whatever
a lot
superpowers you might have.
Yeah, and there's a community of non-visualizers online, and it's really interesting. But I would be interested in knowing what if people know about this.
Yeah.
And because it took me a long time to find out.
Fascinating the way the brain works.
Mother Nature's a mad scientist, Jerry.
Yes, it is.
Wow. Okay. Well, leave a comment, like, subscribe. Check us out next week. Bye.